Well, the abundant sunshine was certainly out there today, and for some of you, it's something to rejoice. And for some of you, are going, "Whoa, it's a bit too hot," or maybe I can't handle it, because low humidity, brilliant sun, middle of the day. The heat index is up at 9 all the way through the next few days. You can see all the way through Saturday. And of course, 9 is pretty elevated. And so some folks that are sensitive, either sunglasses or the skin cream to protect you from the sun rays. Other people want to go out and get a tan, so it's all up to you, okay? Now, winds are so light, they're not even registering on the a graph here, and you can see how we do have a little bit of a sea breeze blowing down along the coast, but by and large, we've got low humidity, very comfortable weather. Night times are going to be very comfortable tonight. Evening is just going to be spectacular to go walk the dog or something like that. Otherwise, we take a look at the big picture, and cold air is rolling this way, so it's going toward the east coast as finally that monster storm finally moves offshore. What we have here is a warming trend. You can see the warm front right here in the southwestern part of the country. Until this ridge passes us, basically moving to the east, we're going to continue with a dry northwest wind, and that just gives us some delightful weather. Way out here on the Pacific, there's a front that will slowly cross the Rockies, but as it does, it's going to wring itself out, not going to have much to deal with when it finally gets into Texas. At this point in time, it's only going to be a resurgence of more dry air to keep the good weather going. So, this is really, you couldn't write this. This is a perfect scenario. Spring, planting, big rain, beautiful weather. Hey, how about that? Worked out really good. Tomorrow you should get up to the low 80s, and we'll get up into the mid 80s. Here's that little front comes in on Friday, but you'll feel a little bit of a north wind on Saturday, but because of the direct sun and the low humidity, it'll get up to about 85. So we can get a north wind and still warm up a little bit higher. Future Tracker is kind of bored today. It has nothing to do, nothing to track. Look at that. We go through Thursday. Beautiful weather. We go through Friday, still lots of sunshine. We go through Friday night. When that little front goes through, you hardly notice it. And then as we go all the way to the weekend, things are still looking pretty good. Early next week, there's a little front that may be a little stronger, and so we'll watch and wait for it. But in the meantime, it's awfully nice out there. Looking for a low tonight of about 50 degrees, so cool and dry, relatively low humidity, no fog expected. And then tomorrow with the abundant sunshine, you'll get up to about 82 here at the Crossroads, 83 in Houston, 91 out in San Antonio, and 96 out in the Laredo area. So yeah, let's go to Port Lavaca. It's going to be lovely. Look at that. Gentle winds out of the south, abundant sunshine, comfortable temperatures in the 80s. Why not? Or you could go to Port O'Connor, you could do that too. Otherwise, looking lots of sunshine in Cuero, relatively nice winds, up to about 84 is a high temperature. And frankly, we've got very little weather to deal with over the next few days. A little breezy coming back from the southeast Wednesday. Thursday, the same thing. Front comes through, changes the wind around for about a day, but as we get back to Saturday and Sunday, we'll be back up to the 80s, and a few more clouds will show up in the skies as we get to the early part of next week. That is your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads today on